You're tracking more snow at a NeoWeather 3D Max Doppler network radar. Most of it, fortunately, is out over the lake, headed up towards Buffalo, New York, where they are going to be measuring snow in feet. Fortunately, not too much of that here. Let's zoom on in towards Lake and Ashtabula County. Most of the snow is going to remain along and just north of I-90 and generally to the east of Route 44. So Paynesville and north and east from there where your snow is going to hit. Now, we got to watch the bands here with the winds because some of these heavy bands are just offshore. A very slight shift in the winds would push it right on shore, and that would create some very heavy snow from places like Perry, Madison, Geneva, Ashtabula, Conneaut, and again, points north and east. Elsewhere across the area, it's pretty dry. Actually, we got a lot of sun out there this morning, believe it or not, and that's going to be the case for a majority of the day before we have more snow move in for tomorrow. It is bitter cold out there, not just here, but look at the rest of the country. A good portion, a majority of the country at or below freezing this morning. 20s and 30s, Seattle down into Northern California. Then we get down into parts of Arizona, all the way down into, well, everything but southern Texas, and even down into the panhandle of Florida. Everything at or below freezing. Very, very cold. Some of the coldest air this morning is actually over in Nebraska, where we have negative readings coming in still this morning. A lot of single digits and low teens up here, very similar to our area. Lake effect snow is not only ongoing in our far northeastern counties, but in a few other places as well. Let's start up here in parts of the upper peninsula of Michigan. Lake effect snow streamers right here coming out of Lake Superior. Then you go a little bit south into the lower peninsula. You have lake effect snow coming off the northern portions of Lake Michigan, and then down into the southern portions of Lake Michigan. Some very heavy banding here. And then you go out towards Buffalo. Look at this band. Wow. They're just getting walloped with snow out there. They're going to be measuring it in feet, and they're going to need more than a yardstick to measure some of this by the time it's done, I think. Probably looking at anywhere from 3 to 4 feet of snow, maybe a little bit more in spots. Same off of Lake Ontario towards Fort Drum, New York. And I believe that's, looks like Watertown perhaps. Yeah, it's Watertown there. And they even have a advisory out for some heavy snow with snowfall rates exceeding 2 inches an hour. So that's quite a bit of snow coming down, and we got the cold air in place. It's not even winter yet, folks. Currently in downtown Cleveland, it's a balmy 11 degrees under mainly sunny skies. It's windy with a southwest wind around 18 miles an hour, gusting to near 30 miles an hour, and that's going to be the case for much of the day. Our wind chill in downtown, -7, so you're going to have to bundle up as you head out. It's very, very cold, and you don't want to spend much time out in this type of weather. Across the rest of the area this morning, temperatures are right around 11, 12 degrees. Mansfield's very cold, 8 above. We're at 13 Ashtabula and 14 in Sandusky and Dover. You can see the wind chills range generally from -5 to -7 across the majority of the area. A little bit colder in Mansfield, where you're at -11. A little warmer in Dover, where you're at 2 above. And this is pretty much going to be the case through much of the day. It's going to be a very, very cold day outside. Our almanac, yesterday's high was 32 degrees, the low 24. Look at our averages. Our average high is 50. The high today, 16. It's very cold. Very, very cold. Our average low is 36. We're going to be 20 degrees below that. The record high today, I wish we had it, 71. The record low, 10, and we could break that tonight with some very cold temperatures coming in. We had 2.5 inches of snow for yesterday. We're at 10.1 inches of snow for the month. We're already almost 8.5 inches above normal just for the month of November. Sunrise is at 7:19 a.m. and sunset is at 5:05 p.m. All right, our futurecast, we're going to watch these lake effect snow bands move onshore in parts of Lake and Ashtabula counties. The wind barbs you see are actually the winds aloft at about 5,000 feet that pretty much drive these bands. You can see Erie gets walloped later today with a lot of snow, and then the bands start to shift and break up as the southwest wind picks up towards daybreak, and then you see more snow coming in for late morning and afternoon on Wednesday. And notice these white wind barbs. That's some very strong wind aloft, so it's going to be another windy day tomorrow across the area with some snow around, and we're not looking at too much snow, an inch, maybe 2 inches at most as it moves through. All right, and the snowfall for your lake effect here. This is through Wednesday morning. Now, a lot of the heaviest snow is going to remain offshore. If it shifts just a little bit, we're going to look at some of these heavier bands coming onshore. So, generally, I-90 and north, 5 to possibly as much as 10 inches of snow. Just outside of that, immediately it drops off really, really fast, 1 to maybe 3 inches if you're lucky. But again, this is only if those bands can get onshore. If they stay offshore, we're looking at a lot lesser snow accumulating in these areas. All right, our forecast for today, it's a bitter cold one. Now, this is for the rest of the area, with the exception of pretty much Northern Lake and Northern Ashtabula County. Outside of the snow belt, I think will remain mainly sunny through the day. It's going to be a bitterly cold and windy day, a high around 16 degrees. Winds will be out of the southwest, 10 to 20 miles an hour. They'll gust to near 30 at times. And it's just going to be a bitterly cold day. Temperatures are not going to go very far, and wind chills are going to range anywhere from 0 to generally 5 degrees below 0, maybe even a little bit below that, like we saw there in Mansfield. That's about it. If you're in Ashtabula, you're looking at chances for snow. It's also going to be windy here, a high of 18. Winds out of the southwest at the surface, 15 to 30 miles an hour. Just aloft, they're out of the west. And again, wind chills here anywhere from 0 to 5 below. Overnight, we're looking at lake effect snow off to the north and east. Otherwise, clouds are going to slowly increase through the night, and that's what's going to keep these temperatures from falling too far. A low around 12. Remember, the record low is 10, and we could get very close to that. It's going to be January cold, that's for sure. Wind chills -6 to -10. Even though the winds do die down overnight, it's still going to feel very, very, very cold out there. And when you wake up tomorrow morning to go to the bus stop, to put your kids on the bus, you're going to make sure everybody is bundled up. The 7-day forecast shows light snow for your Wednesday, again an inch or two possible. Warm earth, a high of 30. That does not last as we take the Arctic plunge for your Thursday and Friday. Some lake effect snow Thursday, partly cloudy elsewhere, a high of 21. We clear out with high pressure moving in Thursday night and Friday. Thursday night's low, only 8 above. We will likely set a record. Friday, mostly sunny, cold, 26, 12 above for your low Friday night. Then clouds increase through the day on Saturday as a mix of rain and snow will develop towards the evening with a warm front coming in. A high of 37. Temperatures rise Saturday night. Any snow changes over to all rain. 51 Sunday with rain showers. 57 Monday with rain showers as the system comes through. But then temperatures fall behind that back into the 30s. For the latest forecast, stay right here at neoweather.com.